Right.
but I'm not doing anything wrong. But to everybody else, unless I make friends with them, I'm doing something wrong.
Okay, hold on. You didn't finish explain the bus stop situation.
No, I'm telling you, I'll
described-
tell you now. So this woman comes up to me after about 5 minutes, because the bus stop's like a 20-minute wait.
Sure.
And there's one person in line.
Yeah.
I'm
You are the
standing
second
behind
person
that
in line.
person.
Yeah.
She walks up to me after a while, and she's like, excuse me. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, I was here. And it was like, just like a matter of fact, and like, who do you think you are? I was here. It's like, do you not even see me? Am I that invisible to you? And I was like, okay, like, you weren't.
I've been here for the past 5 minutes. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've been here this whole time. But I did, and this is another situation where I did see her earlier, not in line, but I'd say 20 feet away on her cell phone, just walking around, like
walking and
closer to other bus stops.
Okay.
And also not waiting for any bus.
Yeah.
And then I'm standing there for 5 minutes, and she comes up and has the audacity to say, I was here. And I was like, oh, and I was nicer that time. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. And she's like, yeah, well, I was. And it's just like, it makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong, but I know I'm not. And I can't have it out with somebody at a bus stop.
Oh, you could, but you shouldn't, especially because this, from the way you're describing it, is it a bus terminus?
Yeah, the Fairview out in the West Island.
So
I thought people treated people with respect.
in the West Island,
In the West
you
Island.
were sadly mistaken. I think in this case in particular, who cares if you're the second or third person in line? We're the first load on the bus. We're getting seats. We're all getting seats.
You see, that's true for most stops, except for the West Island Fairview Terminus bus stop, because the bus will let a group of people off very close to that area, then do a little loop-de-loop, come back and pick up the new people. But there have been a group of sometimes a group of people that wait at the drop-off point. And sometimes the bus driver will not let them on. I've seen the bus driver say, like, no, the stop's up there.
Yeah.
Most of the time, he will
Because
just
who cares?
let them on, because who cares? But I care.
Yeah.
Because I want one of those prime seats, single seats on the side of the bus.
That's a good seat.
And by the time they all get let on. So the difference between being the second and third person in line can make all the difference.
I suppose.
And I'll love a good seat on the bus. I will fake like a broken leg to get one of those seats.
Start limping on the bus, see if you could get a seat.
Yeah.
Are you going to maintain that limp when you get off the bus?
I don't care what people think of me after I leave.
Matthew.
I would probably do some jumping jacks on the way home. Hopscotch, skip home.
So what's the lesson of this story, Matthew?
Don't what? Do you think I should have learned a lesson, or you?
Lesson to the listeners. Maybe you should learn a lesson too. But what do you think is the lesson here?
Don't. If you're gonna leave a line, put a placeholder down.
I will agree with that. You need a person or a thing.
Yeah, like I'm upset if someone leaves. I am upset if someone like puts one person to hold their place and then they come back with a bunch of stuff. But
What do you mean a bunch of stuff? Who cares how much
well, it's
stuff?
like you go you
like
go
at
to
the
line
grocery
up
store.
and you're like, oh, this line only has one person with a can of peas.
Yeah.
And then you line up behind them, and then right before
Someone
it's like,
joins them with
a whole carriage full of
Yeah.
stuff. But I understand they put some effort into it. You don't like. I just wonder how this woman goes through life. Like, because it can't just be me. It's got to be everybody she encounters. And I hate that. I know she has gone home and will forever, whenever she thinks of me and this face, remember the person that did her wrong at the grocery store. But I did nothing wrong, and she'll never know.
Now, here's two things I'd like to contribute. One, I think odds are you've thought about this way more than her. She was probably annoyed about the extra 2 minutes she spent in line and then moved past it, because that's what normal people would do. Just kind of forget about it. If she sees you again, she's probably not recognizing you.
Oh, I see her on the face of every child now.
But also, like, who cares? Like, 2 minutes of your life. This whole thing, the bus, the grocery store, like 2 minutes of your life. Tops.
Yeah, but like the most heinous moments can happen in a blink of an eye.
I
It's those
suppose.
moments that just.
And who cares for you and for her? Both of you. Who cares?
You're an outsider. You weren't there.
I suppose.
You don't know.
If she tried to cut in front of me, I'd probably let her. And if I, for whatever reason, was maybe in a bad mood that day and didn't want to let her, I'd be like, you left the line. You lost your spot in line.
Yeah.
Just, I'm up. You're next. It's going to be a minute. Who cares?
Yeah. I would have given her the spot in line if she just admitted to, like, being in the wrong.
Or even if she came back apologetically. I'm so sorry. I just forgot this one thing.
Oh, even that is like, I'm so sorry. Like, I left, but I wanted, like, do you mind if I just pass in front of you? I was here, and then I left.
If she admit that she left?
Yeah. And then
it's what's getting your goat is the fact that she doesn't seem to understand how lines work and that you need to stay in them.
She doesn't understand how society works as far as I can tell, because I don't think the line is where it ends. I think the line is where it begins.
She crossed the line.
I think she definitely did. And I'm just going to be thinking about her for the end of days, till the end of days.
All right, Matthew. Gladstone Pub has burger specials, apparently Monday to Wednesday. It's some sort of a unified price to get like a beer and a burger with a side of fries. On their burger menu, they have like a lobster salmon burger, a veggie burger, a chicken burger, and a single double beef burger.
Yeah.
So that was the burger that we got today.
Yeah.
It comes with a choice of fries. It was like a choice of sides, I should say. It was fries, or for $3 more, a list of things that I was like. One of them was Parmesan fries. They're pretty good. I sat beside someone who had them last time, and I had one. They were pretty good.
Yeah.
$3 more for a little
That's not
Parmesan?
a side. That's an upgrade.
That is an upgrade. Well, you can upgrade your side.
Yeah, but but technically you can do that to anything all the time. So the
I
side
suppose.
is just supposed to be this comes on the side. Now you're saying,
The answer
hey,
is
pay a
fries.
little more and you can get this. I could pay a little more and get anything I want.
It's weird because even in the little box on the menu, it's like a burger with choice of sides.
Yeah.
But it's really, there's no choice. There's one choice. It is fries. Would you like to upgrade or not?
Yeah. That's what I'm getting at.
And I'm gonna cut to the chase right now. Those fries weren't good.
I noticed you left most of them.
I barely had any fries. They weren't very good fries.
You weren't dipping them in the mayonnaise.
I tried the mayo. I tried the ketchup. I put hot sauce in the mayo. I put hot sauce in the ketchup. None of it was working for me. I left the fries.
All right. I ate all of my fries, and I was going to go in for your fries. But
Oh,
she
you
took
absolutely could have.
Yeah, well, she took it.
I
She
didn't.
took it too soon. But I was pretty full. I just...
A double burger. I know you're a fan of double patty burgers, Matthew.
Only when I have the choice for a single patty burger. I did not have the choice at this place. It felt like it was forced upon me.
So you did not like it? Because of that reason?
I liked it. I would have liked it more if I had the choice, because I wanted it to be my choice to get the double patty.
I think sometimes a double patty, as this is the burger we would like to present, is a good idea, like a Big Mac.
Just make your burger fatter.
I suppose. Okay.
But that being said, I do prefer 2 patties of the same weight as one.
You prefer
you can
one
put
big
cheese
patty
in
over
between.
2? Oh, okay. You
I
prefer
prefer a
2
double
smaller
patty, yeah.
patties than one patty.
Yes.
So this burger had American cheese on it. Just one slice, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Lettuce, tomato, onions. That's another issue for you, because it doesn't say what's on the burger. And there were tomatoes. You would have asked them to remove them.
No, I'm growing up, man. I'm taking the tomatoes as they come. I'm getting rid of them as they come.
There was also pickles, and we both added bacon to our burgers for another $2.50.
Yeah.
Was there any sauce?
Didn't feel like it. Felt like there was a lot of oil, like it was a juicy burger, and that was all the sauce it needed.
As I was taking bites into and trying to analyze if there was any sauce in there, I think that was just the tomato and the juiciness that I was tasting.
Oh God. I don't like that.
And it also passed the Matthew Jankovic patented bun test.
Yes.
I've started to do the bun test as well. I'm feeling all my burger buns before I eat them. This was another shiny burger. That was not an oily bun.
Yeah, it's weird. The test has really become like a test of, let's make sure it passes the test. And they almost always pass
It's a
the
pass
test.
or fail. That's almost always a pass.
Yeah. And if it fails, it fails hard. Because
then it's greasy bun.
Yeah. But it passed. It's good.
Matthew,
Clean
as we're recording this past week, all anyone wants to talk about is Micheal Jackson. This 2-part documentary came out last weekend for us, I guess a couple weeks ago for the listener, on HBO, outlining Michael Jackson's sexual improprieties with two then young men that are only now coming to light.
That's the best way to say it, I guess. Two then young men. Two now adults.
With two men.
Two men?
Who at that time were children.
Yes. That is a nice spin to put on it. I say, well, let sleeping dogs lie. But that sounds not exactly what I'm trying to say here. I just like, this man has been dead for
about a decade.
What, 2008?
So 08, 09, something like that.
So a little, yeah, maybe if anything a little longer. Who is still funding the research on the Michael Jackson case?
Is it just that now, with the whole Me Too movement, now is a good time to
retroactively go after people? Start digging through? You're opening cold case files?
Well, I mean,
I know it never really died.
Not even a cold case, because it went to court and he was acquitted.
Yeah. I feel like you don't even need to go to court. You just ask Macaulay Culkin. If Macaulay Culkin gives him a pass, that's good enough for me. That should be good enough for the courts.
Not necessarily, because he wasn't necessarily involved with these young men.
He was there a lot, though. He was at Neverland. I feel like he knew what was going on. He was a very smart child.
He was a very smart child.
Set up traps.
Mm-hmm. Learned a lot of lines.
He was
Richie Rich.
That's true. He was many things to many people, and
he was Uncle Buck's nephew.
Oh yeah, he died. He was allergic to bees.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jesus. What was that line? What was that line in My Girl?
I don't know.
It's just so ridiculous having Dan Aykroyd tell this little girl that her friend was stung to death by a bunch of bees looking for her ring that she dropped. What are we talking about? Michael Jackson. Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like I'm going to come across very poorly, as I often do when I defend child molesters. But I feel
accused, alleged.
He had so much going on, and this is all from a documentary that I have not seen.
Oh, nor have
I do not want to see it. I just heard
I hear that it's harrowing.
Yeah, I heard that. I think Oprah said, "This is what I wanted to do years ago. This is what I tried to do." And I was like, "Well, you're no better than Oprah."
What do you mean?
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
What was Oprah trying to say?
I think Oprah's been trying to throw Michael under the bus for years.
Oh, really?
And now this documentary did it.
Okay.
And she's applauding it and saying like, "Wow, this is what I was telling you all for years, people."
How did Oprah know?
I don't know. Oprah seems to know everything, but also if Oprah says something, I think half the population is going to believe it.
I'll believe it.
Put Oprah's book club stamp on an old loaf of bread. People are going to read it.
Oprah said things in the early 2000s that I still hold true to this day.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. And in the early 2000s, she had a lot of power.
Oh, yes. She was maybe at the height of her powers.
Yeah. Without the Oprah Winfrey Show, though, there's nothing.
Well, she's got a whole network now.
Yeah.
It's a channel that I don't have.
Oh, yeah. No, nobody has that channel.
No, I don't. Even my mom is a huge Oprah fan, doesn't have that channel.
What was it? Yeah, so the last documentary I saw about Michael Jackson was that one where he was made a fool of. Do you remember what I'm talking about? It was a very famous documentary. It came out on, I think, 2020. It was like on ABC. Mm-hmm. It may have been part of 2020 or something separate completely, but there was this reporter that, buddied up to him and was very, like, you could see in the interviews, everything was very, like, copacetic. It was very enjoyable for Michael. But then they used all these clips out of context.
Okay.
And then with this guy's voiceover, the narration made Michael seem like a lunatic, because there's one scene where there's one that I really remember where he's encouraging Michael to just do whatever he wants to do, just have fun, and Michael's like, "I want to go climb this tree right now. Would you climb this tree with me?" And he goes and climbs the tree, and in the moment, the narrator, the documentary maker was very, like, go for it, like, we're having a good time. In the voiceover, he was like, Michael just could not